What is up, everybody? This is the Pinball Minority Report. I'm Erika.
And I'm Manu.
And we're two pinball addicts that are bringing you real stories, interviews, crazy pinball talk, everything that has to do with the world of pinball. Honestly, it's just a lot of fun. So, Manu, what are we talking about today?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. We have talk about Golden State and Fanime, which we both attended. I'm going to talk a little bit about operators versus home buyers for pinball purchases. Just some stuff I have on my mind. And the Transformers. I mean, that just came out. Erika was doing the robot, which was good.
But your noise was just not the noise Transformers make. But it's okay.
But outside of that, Erika, I heard you had kittens.
I had kittens. My outdoor cat, she had kittens.
Literally, but
no, I didn't have kittens, but my cat did. My parents have like an outdoor cat. Her name's Georgina. She's very sweet. And she had 4 kittens. And they're about 4 weeks old now. And time is just flying so fast. They like open the eyes, you can hold them. And I'm like doing all the things to like make them domesticated kittens. Because I want to have it so people can pick them up and that you can touch their little paws, because that helps them like when you try to trim their nails, and if you like touch their mouth right here and just like kind of get them used to like going to the vet and getting their teeth checked or injecting medicine or whatever. So yeah, I'm just playing with kittens, so I'm not getting as much work done.
I was out there. I saw them when they were younger.
Yeah, they came over.
Yep.
It was so lovely to have you here at my parents' house.
Erika I got to see the secret room.
The secret room, which
basement. Is not. I guess it's not a secret anymore.
I mean, it's not too secret. It's like, it's pretty cool. My dad built this like Scooby-Doo door that you basically have to like open to get into here, and it's a mess right now. I do plan to like do some sort of. I need to like do a full revamp in here and fix things, because it's not okay.
I can see where the talent starts in the family. That's why Erika's so talented, because the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Because your dad is insane with the talented stuff that they can do, and so are you. So.
Oh, thanks, Manu. Oh, that's so sweet. You as well. It's so cool to see. Manu's a father. I don't know if you guys know this. Manu's a dad, and I'm
single.
Sons.
If any ladies want to.
Karen, your wife is a treasure. Okay, yes, I love her too.
She's my treasure.
I mean, you have to share sometimes when I come over.
Okay. Fair enough.
Just so I can talk to her, because she's just amazing too as a woman. I'm really in awe of her, and like she does a job that is so important and means a lot to me as a woman. So
she's an OB, by the way, if for the audience who's keeping track, OBGYN.
Yeah, so she takes care of the ladies, and
she can cut you, and then she can heal you. All right, that's enough.
All right. Well, I think that's enough about that. Let's get into what we were going to talk about. So our first topic we wanted to talk about was we went to 2 pinball events. We went to Golden State Pinball Festival, which was in Lodi, California. And then the weekend after that, we went to Fanime, which is in San Jose, California. Now, 2 very different events. One event is solely about pinball. The other event is about anime. For those of you that got a chance to go to Golden State, I hope you had the most fun time. I know I had a great time. There's definitely a lot of involvement from the community, and I just want to give a shout out to like the whole Golden State team, because like honestly the show was so fun. You guys run this so well, and I don't know, I had a blast.
Bravo. Yeah.
I just think that it's such a great thing what you do for the community. And that's what these shows are really all about, right? Like they're community driven. And I feel so strongly about that, because it's just like these people are putting in a lot of time and effort and volunteering when they could also be playing, they could also be doing things, but like they want to make sure other people are having just an amazing amount of time and getting the opportunity to play games you might not get to play because you don't live somewhere, or it's not close to you, or it's like a rare game. It's like a prototype game. And, you know, we had some Beetlejuices out there, which, you know, Beetlejuice is sold out. So like if you don't play it on location or you play it at your buddy's house, like you don't get to enjoy Beetlejuice, right? And like same with Winchester. Like Shout out to one of my sponsors, Rewind Pinball, for bringing all the Barrels of Fun's games. They are a dealer for Barrels of Fun. So like they brought Winchester, Dune, and they opened a new in-box Labyrinth, and so they actually sold it at the show. So that was very cool too for them. I was glad that they were able to get that inventory moving, and yeah, just like it was a fun time. I did Pinball University with Emoto, and freaking Emoto is she's such a inspiration, and she works so hard, like in the pinball
Over at
world. Like
Marco Pinball.
Marco
Yeah.
Pinball, Emoto, she's a treasure for pinball. We are so lucky to have her. She wants so much for people to love pinball and to be aware of like the history and like how to fix your game, and she just like wants to bring people into this community so bad. And I just I hope to be able to emulate even half of like what she does, because like it's just, I'm always in awe. Like honestly, I was a fan when I met Emoto at the show actually. Like
Oh, really? At Golden State?
yeah, at Golden
Oh,
State.
nice.
And I remember like when I was first getting into pinball. So here's a little story then, I guess. When I was first getting into pinball, I had no, I didn't know anything. I didn't know there were leagues, right? I didn't know there were events. And I bought my Lord of the Rings pinball machine with like absolutely like no knowledge besides watching a few YouTube videos. And Emoto was one of the first people I saw. Like she was literally the first woman in pinball I ever saw,
Mm.
because I was watching all these videos and it was a bunch of dudes and a lot of guys, right? And then Emoto was there, and I was like, oh, okay, who's she? Oh, this is cool. And then I saw like the Marco videos and how she was in them, and like, here's how to set up your first pinball machine. And I knew how to set up my first pinball machine because of that video.
That's
And
awesome.
then when I was at Golden State for the first time, I remember I fangirled. I remember I was with my dad and I saw Emoto and Kyle there, and I was like, Dad, she's the girl from
That's
she's the girl from the
Emoto.
video. That's Emoto. Oh my
You look,
god.
you look down and you saw Moto. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. So
She's short. She's
I
nice and
just
short.
I just
I love
remember
her.
that it was so, we love her. We love her so much. And it's like I remember like I was so shy. I've worked on movies and TV shows, right? And I talk to celebrities like they're like my neighbor or something, right? But like here I am meeting this like YouTube personality being like, okay, I mean, maybe I don't want to bug her. No, maybe I shouldn't say hi. I don't
Stupid.
stupid. So I remember I was like sweating almost, like trying to like grow the courage to come up to her and tell her thank you, you know? And I eventually did. And me and my dad, we came up to her and we were like, thank you so much for your videos and what you do. And then they gave us some shirts. They gave us some Marco t-shirts. And I was like, oh, I love this. This is so cool. Emoto is so awesome. And then like from there, like we just kept getting in touch with each other and seeing each other, and we have our friendship that we have now, and hopefully she'll be here with us one of these days. We're gonna
Yeah,
figure out a
definitely.
time. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think that when it comes to these events like Golden State, it's all about community. And I love what the Marco Pinball University does, and I'm glad I get to help out with it by setting up some cameras and bringing some people on. And yeah, it's fun. And then you, Manu, when it came to Golden State, were super helpful because I brought my Motimorphic Weird Al.
That's right.
Yeah. And
I wish I
so
could have been more helpful, but um, how was it to? This is the third Golden State that your particular pin has seen, right?
yeah. So it's the third time this machine has been at Golden State. The first time was when I wasn't the owner of it. It just was debuting Weird Al as a pinball machine for the first time at this event. So that if you played it then, you played my machine. And then the second time was last year, where I brought my Weird Al pinball machine when also Portal was there, brought by someone else, by the Spinners Lit crew. I know one of the guys, his name escapes me at the moment, but I remember that he brought Portal. And then it came this year, and it had a few things that happened, but for the most part, my game played the whole show. When it came to bringing my Multimorphic to the show, it's a lot to bring a game to a show. Like this game, I say it all the time. This game, a Multimorphic, is heavy. They're like
It's very
400 pounds.
yeah.
They're they're heavy. And so I moved this game. I'm so grateful with my assistant and my roommate helped me take this game out of our garage so that I could like bring it to the show. And so we like take it. The good thing is the multimorphic kind of comes apart, right? Like, so I take the module out, I take the monitor out, and then what the game is slightly lighter to put into a vehicle. And then from there we put it in the truck, take it out of the truck, set it up at the show. And I mean, it worked almost the entire weekend. I was just very few things that went wrong. And they were all very fixable problems. And some of them were some of them I felt like were almost silly. I'm like, oh, like this is just like random ball stuck, which is why like this is happening. So it was nothing that wasn't, I'm glad it was nothing that wasn't like not repairable during the
Right.
show. Because you helped me with the first thing, which was my hamster wheel. Something with the hamster wheel and Weird Al stopped working, so balls would
Yeah.
get stuck there.
Yeah, and I'm probably going to talk about this in topic two a little bit, but it's very important to and it's not just a multimorphic thing. It's very important to have techs available for every game at any expo, right? So let's just put it out there, right there. Yeah,
Yeah, all games have issues and problems, and so there's a little
especially
thing.
at an expo though, where it's
Yeah, like
just nonstop play. It's like a line of people. Erica, before we even had the game set up, there was a line. It was like four people waiting in line to just hammer on the game.
yeah, and so it felt really cool though because I was just so excited, and I had so many people thank me for bringing the game because like these games, the P3 platform isn't as common, you know, like
Right.
there's very few arcades that like host a P3, and most of the time you'll only find it in someone's home. Now I do understand like this, like I said, this machine was like it's a big feat to move, you know, it's not easy. I'm literally like I need to get strong for pinball. Like I need to like lift and like get more muscles than whatever this is to like get the machine off the ground. I should do a whole mini series on like getting buff for pinball. Like, jeez. Um, but yeah, I had like five little issues that happened. That the hamster wheel, and then I had a random screw like show ups in there's a tube, there's like a PVC pipe that like the balls when they go out down the when they fall
Yeah,
down
the
the
ball
drain,
trough.
they go down a thing and then they go down a tube, and that tube was blocked by a random screw, which I
I mean,
still
this is
don't know where it's from, but I'll find out.
it was. I think it was fine. Mostly because you didn't have a tech specifically.
N-
I wasn't
no.
available for the whole weekend, and even when we did Fanime, which we'll talk about in a second, I was hired to be a tech on Stern games, and there was an issue on a Stern game. So anytime you have an expo, you always have to have a tech. But I think bravo for bringing the platform. The reason there was a line was because not a lot of people get to play multi-part P3s, like you said. So
Yeah.
bravo once again for bringing it to just let people play for free.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm so glad I get that opportunity. I definitely know that I would probably highly recommend like if you are bringing a game to the show and you don't plan to supervise it for most of the time, or like cuz I was also at Pinball University, so that was like where I was like back and forth. And then I'm also trying to like enjoy the show a little bit, and like I maybe played I don't know like 6 games of pinball the entire weekend. So like I was doing everything I could to just keep making sure, and I kept checking on it. Like I was like, this is my baby. I kept like going back, and I have to give a shout out to Rad Junk. Rad Junk showed up to the show, and I'm a big fan of Sam and like what she does with her channel. And like, it was so cool to have her and her husband play my game. I also have to give a big shout out to Nick Amusement
Nick
Only.
Baldridge at
Yeah,
yeah,
Nick,
he's the
because
senior tech at Multimorphic.
he saved me of the issues that happened. It was mainly just ball stucks, right? Then once I fixed the ball stuck situation, the start launch button wasn't working on Weird Al. So the great thing was I brought Heist. I had a second module. So I actually brought two modules because I was like going to
Sure.
switch them out through the weekend for people to get to play both. So I took out Weird Al, put in Heist, took me 2 minutes, which is amazing. It's like it
Yep.
didn't like it wasn't like a crazy thing. I put Heist in, start button worked. I was like, cool, I'm gonna let that be because I gotta go back and record some other stuff. So I do that quick fix, and then Heist plays like the rest of Saturday.
Yeah.
And then it's like Sunday morning, and there's a bunch of balls getting stuck like in the back right orbit. So someone was playing and they're like, there's no balls coming out. And then like I looked at it and there's just like a stack of balls too, like in the back orbit. I'm like, oh, they're all getting lost back here for some reason. So I was like, I'm just gonna take this module out, put Weird Al in, and hope that the problem with Weird Al like fixed itself. And lo and behold, it did. It fixed itself, and I didn't have to do anything.
A game at an expo gets probably more play than like the factory puts on it. You have random players lined up nonstop. So
yeah, I have videos. I kept taking pictures and videos. There was always like at least 6 people in line, like waiting to play it. Like it felt, for me, it was like a cool thing because it was like, man, my machine being played all weekend. Like people are enjoying it. Like that felt really good for me to know that people were getting this opportunity to play this game. And the last thing, what happened was the left flipper had like a bushing break, and I was like, I don't have a replacement for this. But the thing is, some of Multimorphic's parts are actually like 3D printed,
or
and
can be
3D printed. Yeah. And so shout out also to Pinball Traders because they had a 3D printer. And what's so crazy is that Nick watched someone's walkthrough. Whoever did that walkthrough, I want to thank you so much. Somebody posted a walkthrough of Golden State Pinball Festival, and Nick watched it. And then Nick was like, hey,
there's a 3D
I saw
printer
in a walkthrough, there's a 3D printer there. Can you ask them? And I have like a little bit of a relationship with Pinball Traders. They are so lovely, and they've helped me get into pinball shows in the past. I was so grateful. I was like, hey, if I send you this file, could you print this for me? And they're like, yeah, no problem.
It literally takes like 5 minutes to print that piece too. It's great.
Yeah. So he like set it up, and then he fixed it. And I knew there were only like 4 hours left in the show. Like this is where I like the crazy woman in me was like, I was like, there's 4 hours left in the show. Is it worth it? Okay. And I was in the middle of, I feel that Emoto, I'm so sorry. I was like halfway in the middle of filming something for her, and I was like troubleshooting this at the same time. So I mostly got to capture footage from the event we were filming from Pinball University. But I did leave to like go save this machine for those last 4 hours so that I really wanted people to enjoy it, and I didn't want people to be like, oh, the Multimorphic was broken the whole time, so I couldn't play it. Like that was something I really wanted to achieve.
I think I would have done the same thing. I would have done the same.
And the fact that it was so small too, it was like amazing. I was so grateful for Nick. I also want to thank Toys Unlimited. They helped watch my game like the whole show, because like my Multimorphic was set up like in front of their booth, and so they were watching people play, and then they'd be like, oh, you had a ball stuck, we helped you out, or we did this. And they were just so lovely. I've actually bought a pinball machine from them before. I bought a Hot Wheels from them.
Nice.
And I have since sold that Hot Wheels to then use that money to buy this Weird Al. That's another good one. So I'm so grateful for the community. Like everyone came together for me to like run this game, and like even Golden State, like they were talking about like, oh hey, how can we help you with your game? And like we're checking on it. We want to make sure the right people are working on this. So it was just like really good at the end where I felt like, oh my God, it felt like that moment in like Star Trek when the guy's like, oh, I can do that. I can do that. So I had that moment when I like got this thing 3D printed and I put it in, and Christian from, they haven't opened yet. Indie Darling, Christian from Indie Darling, he came out to help a little bit, and like he helped me like decipher what Nick told me about like how to fix the thing.
He has a P3 also. Yeah.
Everyone came together. The game worked for the last 4 hours of the show. I got that like within 30 minutes, 45 minutes, that whole fiasco of my left flipper like break in, and then people being like, oh, left flipper doesn't work. And I'm like, what do I do? Oh, 3D printed. He 3D printed it. I'm gonna put it in. And I was like, remember stressing. My partner's like, just slow down. Like, you'll fix it. I was like, I need it to be up and running for the show. So, yeah, it was really, really great.
So that was Golden State. Talk a little bit about Fanime. Like
Oh
that was
man,
my first
Fanime.
Fanime, so I don't
Your
know why
first
I'm
Fanime.
asking you to
Well,
talk about
no,
it.
no. Now I want to hear your first impressions though. Before I talk
Really?
about my Fanime, because I've been, dude. All right, I've been talking this whole time. Let's be honest. All right,
Well,
we gotta switch to you now because this isn't the Erica show. This is the
I'll tell you this though.
Erica Manu show.
Um,
The Erica Manu show.
I'll tell you this. It was my first time. I don't think I would have ever gone without you asking and Rewind hiring me to tech the event. But I had a blast. I was there maybe an hour, and I was like, "This is probably one of the coolest expos I've ever been to." I absolutely now, pinball aside, I was incredibly impressed at the people who were there. They were absolutely 100% into their costumes. Their cosplay was really important to them. Well, what I thought was cool was that there was an etiquette there of like, you go up to someone, you say, "Hey, I really love your costume. It looks great." They say, "Thank you," whatever. And then if you want to take a picture, you say, "Do you mind if I take a picture with you?" And they'll say yes. And there's this whole kind of, there's no creep. I mean, every place has a creep, right? There are creepy people everywhere, but the majority of the people that I met there were super cool, super nice. And I felt underdressed after a while. Like,
Yeah.
Erika got me to wear a stupid Pokemon outfit.
It's not stupid. You dressed like Ash Ketchum. Okay, he's the most important one.
But I was, even my own brain went, "Wait, what am I doing?" It was on Sunday, and Erika came and had the Pikachu blow up outfit, which was amazing. And then I think Adam was like, "Hey, Manu, you just put the jacket on." And I'm like, "All right, just put the hat
vest
on.
and a hat.
Just put the gloves on." And I was like, I finally feel better. Like I felt better when I was wearing that. I don't know, Erika. It was amazing. I loved it. It was terrific. It was terrific. Pinball aside.
It was so fun because I remember when I wanted to get some clips of playing Pokemon Pinball as the Pikachu and with you. We did Split Flipper.
We did.
And I remember there's this one guy that I could hear, and someone's like, "Oh, are you in line?" He's like, "Nah, dog. I'm actually just here to watch Pikachu play this pinball machine."
For real? Oh wow,
For real.
that actually happened.
That made me smile so. I was in the costume and I was just like, "Oh my god, this is so cool." He's like, and his voice was so deep too. He's like, "Nah, dog. I'm just here to watch the Pikachu play the Pokemon pinball."
So did you guys know, like, the Rewind brought pinball? I think we mentioned it last week, but last show. But Rewind bought pinball, 2 Pokemon Pros, and a Dungeons and Dragons Pro.
Yeah, so Rewind Pinball, they are a dealer for Stern and Barrels of Fun. I was so grateful for Adam to agree to doing this for me. It was sort of like a selfish thing too, because I was like, how cool will it be to bring an anime game to Fanime? Like Pokemon Pinball is the first and the most like correct game to bring.
100%.
Like it was, and I did look at the stats because we did run. So some fun stuff about Fanime is that we did run these like high score tournaments. Okay. So on Saturday and Sunday of the show, from 9 a.m. till 8 p.m., you had the opportunity to get on the leaderboards for both games. Now, I do understand. So if you're a bigger pinball fan, you understand that Dungeons and Dragons having a top score tournament and like logging in with your levels. Insider connected. It's not, that's typically for tournaments, for what I understand, you don't log in to Dungeons and Dragons. So
yeah, we if you want to be,
if you want to
be fair, you would turn
fair.
off.
So I felt bad about that. I didn't think about it when we were bringing it, because I was like, oh, this is like a great game for this community as well, because like cosplayers, Dungeons and Dragons, and then I was like, oh, so I mean, you could have logged in on your like third ball or like afterwards, so that you're playing without any stats.
Yeah, you Dungeons and Dragons, just so people know, will take your current characters and your level progress will affect your score.
Yeah. So maybe some people that kept coming back and like their scores weren't getting higher, and they were like, what the heck, man? I got just 2 hours ago, I could get this. I was like, So I did realize that later, but people still had like such a good time. My favorite, Manu, my favorite thing about doing this was seeing people be so excited for their scores.
Yes.
People were like, "Oh, I'm on the board. I'm on the board." So like
Well,
we put up these
thanks. Yeah,
TVs.
thanks to Insider Connected at Stern.
Yeah, thanks to Insider Connected, these people were like hooked. There's this like huge new shift for some of these people. Like, wow, I think I'm a pinball person now. Like, I really want to do this. And I tell them about Pinball Map. If you don't know about Pinball Map already, this you need in your life. If you are going to be in pinball at all, pinballmap.com is, or the app. The app is even better. Like, just use the app. And then wherever you are, you can find out where there's pinball. Like, you can do all sorts of things with Pinball Map. I highly it is the number one app I think every pinballer should have, like hands down. And yeah, I just felt it felt so cool to bring pinball to this community because a lot of people talked about how they've never seen pinball before and how they haven't played, they didn't know. And some people heard about, there was like a mix. There were some people like, "Oh, this is Pokemon Pinball. I saw the video for that. I didn't know that this could like be real like this." You know, like people thought it was just limited to the 750 and they thought they'd never see one. So yeah, it made me so happy, dude. Like honestly, I was like being Pikachu. I was walking around, but I was so tired though because I was coming off of Golden State and I had like 2 days, and then I was prepping for a job that I did like a day after Fanime. So May like burnt me out. I was working too many hours. But
I,
yeah.
I feel like it was a great thing to have pinball there because especially what it was competing against in the arcade area, there was all the dance games from
Dance
every
games.
era: Dance Revolution, Step Step, Para
Washing
Para,
machine ones, like
the washing machine, Dance
some of these games
Fusion.
go hard.
Yeah, every single rhythm and cool game ever, and to see the Rewinds booth um, full and busy non-stop was pretty dang cool. I mean, pinball, right? I
Yeah.
think Pokemon had 10 seconds of downtime.
Yeah. Barely.
To see
It was
people just jamming on that stuff was terrific.
it was played all weekend. There was very few times where I saw it with nobody on it.
Right.
Like it was I want to say like I never saw it with nobody on. The only time I saw nobody on something was because when unfortunately Dungeons and Dragons went down from a single cord.
Yeah, that was a shipping thing. I was ready to dig deep and go to town, and I lifted the playfield, and I saw that the trough little Molex connector just slipped off, and I plugged it back in and back up and running. I'll talk about that in the operators area real quick, but
For
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah, but otherwise, like I think Fanime was really successful. We were selling the games for a show price. Adam did end up selling a game, so that was also really cool. I also had like a newsletter sign up for people, so we collected a few emails to see, just like, hey, if you want to learn about pinball releases or if you interested in buying a game, it just felt so good. Honestly, it felt like I was doing something to really bring joy to people, and that made me, yeah, I don't know, that felt really good. I hope that made you feel good too with bringing pinball to the people.
Yes, I am Scrooge McDuck, but it made me very happy. I was really happy to be there, and I bought a lot of cool swag, so that was good.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, I bought some posters.
We both had a great time. I'll do it again.
Oh, sick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Fanime was cool. You
Fanime
guys
was
should go too.
Yeah, definitely. If you're in San Jose and you want to enjoy people and cosplay, and I mean the game area, to give perspective though, for like the gaming area, the gaming hall is what it's called.
It was a
It
whole
was
hall. Yeah,
It was a whole hall. It had so many other things going on in it as well. Like you could watch from our booth. People were like playing Tekken on this big screen, or people
Tekken
were playing
tournaments,
Mahjong.
Mahjong
People were,
tournaments,
yeah, there was
playing
all
Yu-Gi-Oh,
sorts of Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic the
Pokemon,
Gathering.
Magic.
People were, and so we were actually thinking like how fun it would be to maybe even stream a pinball tournament, or maybe make it a bigger, I don't know. We're gonna look into what next year looks like for Fanime for us. The games all got almost 1,000 plays. Both Pokemon
Wow.
were at 900 something plays each, and Dungeons and Dragons probably because it was down for like that amount of time. With I was Manu was not on site yet, and so I was like, I don't know how to fix this problem, but now that I know, I'm like, oh, that would have taken me 2 seconds, like, but I wouldn't have known where to look. So Manu fixed it, and then the game was up and running. But also Dungeons and Dragons, I feel
What
plays a bit
what was
longer.
what was
So
the number on Dungeons and Dragons though? Yeah, digressed. Do you
Dungeons and
remember?
Dragons was almost 700 plays.
700. Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
that.
Pokemon didn't go down. Just stuck balls. I don't know. Did you fix anything on Pokemon?
No, I think so.
Oh. The one thing I do want to add on about Fanime though is that some people didn't know how to play pinball. And I actually had to I created this like visual to tell people like how to play pinball. And through the weekend I like kept updating it and changing it, and I got to like a solid point towards at the end. But it was just kind of interesting to me that people were just like pressing that top action button and like waiting for the flippers to flip, and people were putting in multiple players on games, and
I
it
turned
was,
that off quick though.
yeah, Manu, when you started
I
Saturday, you turned it so only 2 players per
I
game,
made
which
it so that
was,
you can only play two players. Do you still have that document? Be nice
yeah,
to offer to people, I guess.
yeah. I made this thing on like how to play pinball, and some people were like, oh my god, that was so helpful, I didn't even know. And I had one guy come up to me and be like, you make me feel old with
You will make
having
me
to
feel
tell
so good.
people how to play pinball. And
Yeah,
I was like,
right.
I
I
don't
get
know,
it.
dude, because the most painful one that I watched, there was someone that grabbed the plunger
Uh-huh.
and shoved it back
Oh,
in.
didn't notice that there was a spring.
No, and they did it multiple times until I was like, please,
Please stop shoving the
please.
plunger in the
No, don't
game.
you know the ball? Like, don't you feel the pressure? Like, just let it go. And so this person was just like grabbing it and just shoving it back. And it was just,
World's greatest lover.
oh, yeah. That one was
Brown
hard to
chicken,
watch.
brown cow.
but but otherwise, that was Golden State and Fanime. A lot happened. A lot happened. So it was a lot of fun. Thank you so much for coming with me, Manu. And yeah, man, like you have stuff about pinball to talk about too, right? We're talking about some crazy operator stuff. You were telling me some stories earlier.
Well, it's just that I just wanted to bring this up. I thought it'd be interesting for people to hear. There are. I've made an observation that there are two types of buyers for pinball, as there are maybe for arcades and stuff like that. It it comes down to operators versus home buyers, and what
Oh, this
your
is gonna be
intent
exciting.
is for your game. Mm.
Crack open a
What
cold
are you
one for
cracking
this.
open? A Coke?
The Diet Coke. Is it
Does it have
Diet
caffeine?
Coke? It does. I need it
Yes,
sometimes, you know.
that's what I'm talking about.
This is for Jamie. I picked up a Diet Coke. Actually, I normally have Diet Coke or Coke Zero. I don't judge.
Operators and home buyers, and the reason this came up today is because I help kind of fix games and stuff at Free Goal Watch currently in the morning. We got a Beetlejuice from Indie Darling. Christian brought his Beetlejuice in to route it for a little bit. And the reason I'm kind of naming names because although I love what they did with Beetlejuice, I feel like sometimes I feel like we were trying to be a little too ambitious with pinball design. Now, this doesn't come down to a Beetlejuice issue. It comes down to an operator and a home buyer issue because I took a step back, Erika, and I said, well, why am I being critical? Because I'm about to be critical, but why am I being critical about this particular title? And it's because I'm seeing it from an operator's point of view. Okay. So I felt it was important to make this distinction, and some people know this already, and so it's nothing new. But there are two types of buyers, right? There's a buyer to own and a buyer to operate and make money, and they are very separate. What do you consider yourself, Erika? You probably a buyer to own.
Buyer to own, because like I don't. I've thought about operating pinball machines, and I plan to learn how to tech a bit more in the upcoming weeks. Actually, I've been given an opportunity to, but at the moment, yeah, I don't plan on operating any games.
Right. So I'm a little bit of both. I tend to drift more into the operator right now because I'm being very technical about pinball and I'm fixing pinball and I'm geeking out on homebrew and stuff like that, right? So homebrew
Yeah.
is more on the technical operator side because they're literally building a pinball machine. So
Oh yeah.
hopefully they want to build their games so that they last. So that
Soon
they
to be operator then, because I am planning. I have my
yeah
kid there.
yeah. So you're drifting into that territory too.
Yeah.
So I wanted to make a distinction of what owners like and what operators like. So what owners are looking for, owner being a collector, owner being someone who's going to buy the game for their house, which Stern is heavily promoting. I don't know if you've noticed in their marketing or their games, they're heavily promoting buy one for the home, play one on location. Well, the buy one for the home is the leader line for them. Buy one for the home and play one on location. Mostly probably because the market has shifted since the 90s to, oh, I can own one of these? I'm going to buy it, even though they're $10, $11, and $12,000.
I think the stats someone had said was like 70% of like Stern's games go into the home now.
Isn't that crazy?
That feels like crazy numbers. Like 30% are going to arcades, which means like how many? I gotta do some math, find out how many arcades there are. Let's go to Pinball Map, see what they can tell us.
There you go. Nice callback.
Yeah.
So for owners, I have a list of what owners like. So owners tend to like strong uses of a license. If it is a license, it's usually a licensed game. Strong use of a license, i.e. Beetlejuice. Excellent music and sound and presentation, right? Because they want it to look pretty and nice in their house. They want to be able to impress their guests or whoever.
Yeah. This game is great. I absolutely have a blast playing it.
Oh, well, so far, Beetlejuice is checking each one of these boxes very strongly. Deep rule set with lots to do, check. Okay, and this is like Beetlejuice, Harry Potter, Transformers, Pokemon, maybe not so much Pokemon, but deep rule set.
It'll get there.
It'll get there.
I believe.
Yeah. Attractive lighting package. And then finally, it's like good player appeal and a quote wow factor. It's all about
art. Oh, it's so pretty.
Art.
Yeah, art. Franchi's art on it is so
French.
pretty.
Yeah. Frenchie's art on Beetlejuice. So to take Beetlejuice as an example, everything checked on there. A home person would absolutely love this game. It's a home run. The same way a Harry Potter. I'm going to put both of those. I'm going to put both because I would say
both.
I tech both, yeah. So Harry Potter, once again, same thing. Great use of license, excellent music, sound, deep rule set, attractive lighting package, and a wow factor. So the home user is set. The operator, on the other hand, looks at a different set of checkboxes, one being serviceability. Okay? Well, how difficult is it for me to fix a problem when I come in the morning and someone last night found an issue? There's software stability. Anytime software has a problem, your customer, your paying customer, has an issue, whether it be an issue with the game or whether an issue with the game rules or something didn't seem fair or whatever. This is affecting your bottom line. Location configuration. How difficult is it to get this machine around in your wherever you're putting it? What configuration does it need to be in? And then there's uptime versus revenue. Am I making enough money to justify the amount of time I am servicing this thing? Is it down mostly, or is it running and I don't have to think about it? And this is something for operators who operate games away from their location, right? They have games at a local bar or something like that, and they leave, and then something happens, and the local bar turns the game off and doesn't tell them, and then they're not making money now.
Yeah.
So,
unless in my and I'm just putting in random quarters.
Yeah,
all games down. Here you go, buddy. I got you.
We got the people who go, maybe if I put more quarters in, it'll work. Don't do that.
Exactly.
Don't do that, guys. If the first few quarters don't work, stop putting money.
Yeah, stop putting money in.
It's gonna
Don't
make you
put the
more
wrong
money.
quarters in too. If they need tokens, put their tokens in. Don't put the wrong stuff in.
Yeah,
Don't screw
don't
people over.
don't find your own thing.
Yeah.
So, Beetlejuice is probably an example of a game that's beautiful, wonderful, everything. As far as serviceability, it's a difficult call for me specifically because I am in every single game. I have had to. We've had Beetlejuice, and this is only indicative of the Beetlejuice that Christian gave us. That it's the only one right now because I've seen 7 of them run at Golden State, and they were all fine.
Mhm.
But there. It's not just an issue of if something's going to break because everything is going to break on a pinball machine. I
Mhm.
literally asked Mark Seiden about, remember when we were at the Avatar thing and he goes,
Yeah.
"Is there any questions?" And I said, "Yeah, what's going to break first?" And he said, "Well, everything is going to break." Like he wasn't even sugarcoating. He's like, "You're dealing with a steel ball running around, damaging
Yeah.
your game every play." How easy is
Some
it to
point.
get to the fixes though? Um, one thing that one issue that we had on Beetlejuice, it was very difficult for us to navigate the underneath of the playfield. Extremely difficult. There are wires
Mhm.
everywhere. There's like rails that don't you can't. There's some issues. It's not to say that it's a bad thing, but it's a thing that'll stand in the way of an operator making money, as opposed to say Harry Potter, where if I look at, and once again, I'm saying this is my personal opinion. I'm not trying to cast aspersions on any manufacturer. I think it's a brilliant game, both Beetlejuice and Harry Potter. But when I lift a playfield on a Harry Potter, it clearly looks like a former operator has devised it so that everything is serviceable and easy to get to. There's a big difference, and this is not an opinionated thing. This is not a subjective
Mm.
idea. This is objective. If you lift both, I will even give Turner a huge, huge thumbs up because Turner at Chris Turner and the
Yeah.
Turner pinball.
Yeah. Yukon
I
Yeti,
Yep, Yukon Yeti.
Merlin's Arcade,
Yep,
and
and
Ninja
Ninja
Clips.
Clips. I specifically asked Chris, "Can I look under the playfield?" He said yes. He lifted the playfield, and it was the cleanest, most accessible thing I've ever seen in my life. And I was like, "This is going to be a pleasure to work on. If everything breaks one day, I can get to everything." Okay, and it means a lot to an operator. So Beetlejuice is amazing. We've had basic pinball issues with it, but a couple of the things I found extremely difficult to get to, like the drop target underneath Beetlejuice himself, was a
Mm.
nightmare. And the fact that they use so many components that I don't think they should, but it's not up to me. I'm not the engineer.
Mm.
They're all easily fixable, but they're all very easily breakable.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm Erica, maybe I'm grumpy old man right now, but I only have but so much time to work on a game in the mornings. Some games never give us any issues, and they're like Adam's Family.
Yeah.
That game is what 40 years old.
Yeah.
That game is ridiculously old, and it never gives us any issues. I
I mean,
think sometimes manufacturers are getting a little ambitious with their designs,
mm.
but on the flip side, you have to wow. You have to wow people.
Have to wow people, have to do something different. And I
You have to
mean,
do something different. Yep.
yeah, I have only lifted up a handful of playfields myself, right? So like lifting up Lord of the Rings, that's something I've done. I've lifted up playfields for these guys. I got some EMs behind me,
Yeah.
right? Some of
Those are
these, and
tough.
those are tough too. It's like whoa, but they had them. They're just like really. I mean, all together, they had to make sense. They were going down the line, and I mean, for the Spooky Crew, from my understanding, they've been like constantly improving and
They
working
are.
on their designs. Because,
They
like,
are.
from my understanding, though, is like each spooky game when you lift up a playfield, they've been like changing out parts. You kind of have to like it's like a new thing to learn almost. But I don't specifically own a spooky game. I haven't. I almost did. I almost owned Halloween at one point. I was like very close to trading
Right.
for Halloween, but yeah, I mean That does sound frustrating. I do understand, man. Like you're trying to operate your business, you're trying to make
I'm
money. You're not in your home where you'd be like, "Oh, that can be down. I can work on that this weekend when the kids
right,
are doing
right.
something," Like you're like, "Hey, you're keeping this up and running." I'd be interested to hear too where cuz I just listened to Electric Bat and Beetlejuice is their top earning game. I wonder if they
It,
have
it
any
it's doing
tips or tricks on what they do
it's
to
all
keep the
it's
maintenance.
doing fine at the shop. It's not in the best location ever, mostly because we didn't put it in the best location ever because we need to test the waters,
Mhm.
right? We need to feel it out and see is this going to be for the most part that specific game. And once again, I got to say, if anybody from Spooky is listening, your game is amazing. It's amazing. But as an operator, I would like say, hey, maybe next time put a Molex on this coil, so I don't have to clip your zip ties, desolder a thing so I could take a component off and put it on my workbench. Maybe give me a Molex in between those connectors, right?
Hmm.
For the price, I feel like you'd be doing the operators a big favor. And the people on Pinside wouldn't be so
Pinside.
crazy when they complain, because the complainers love to complain.
Yeah.
Some quality of life issues on the under of the playfield will do operators a lot of good. If you're
Yeah.
a homeowner, you're probably playing your game 2-3 hours a week. So you probably will belay these errors and physical issues for a really long time.
Yeah.
But for a place like an Expo or a place like Frigo Watch in San Francisco where they get hammered, we're going to see those. And I'm going to feel it as an operator if I have to desolder a thing to move it to the workbench. That's going to affect the bottom line of the entire shop. Plus, if a game is down, it's less about not earning the money. It's more about the people who come in and see a game with an out of order sign and they're sad because they can't get to play the game.
Mhm.
Right? We had NBA Fast Break out for one day, and I know people felt that. And it's Fast Break. I know people were like, "Oh, where's Fast
Yeah.
Break?"
Feel like, oh, when's it gonna be back up?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's a tough thing. Pinball maintenance, man. It's tough, but I've never thought of it much from that perspective, and I'm really glad we get to talk about it here. You get to bring it up and talk about what it is like teching on games and what you would prefer. I'd be interested to know in the comments too if you guys want to. I'd be happy to make some a little bit of open discussion about like what games you feel like could be more operator friendly or I don't know. I think it's important because like if you're gonna fix a game and if you're gonna make things like I remember Eric when we went
Eric
to
Minier,
and Eric Minier, I can't
who's
say his
the
last
lead
name.
designer of Harry Potter.
Yeah, and so I remember him talking about how he was like an operator,
Yeah,
right? And that
yeah,
he's like, I can't have something have more than like 3 or 4 screws. I don't want
yeah.
things to be super crazy to take out. Like I want it to be boop boop boop, and like here's this thing that comes out, and here's this thing that comes out.
Yep.
So,
And
I
and and
do,
and
yeah,
he wasn't kidding though either. It wasn't just all talk. Because the first time I lifted the playfield and I saw a an end of stroke switch on a Molex, I texted him at that moment and went, dude, thank you so much. And here's the thing, Spooky will get there. They will get
yeah,
there to the point where their design on top and their design on bottom is going to be spot on. But if you don't mention it, they don't hear it, and it
yeah,
sometimes it's slower to uptake if you don't mention it. You don't hear it.
yeah, definitely.
So
The game's great. I absolutely love it, and
game is
I
really
hope that
fun.
these the fixing challenges that they whatever you fixed, you now know how to do it too, and you can just like
Yeah.
kind of just go in there and transform.
And
Just
Transformers. Okay, I think
like our next topic.
we
No.
have a second to talk about Transformers. We're running down
Yeah,
the line,
yeah, we're
but
getting close here.
all right, 1 out of 10 Transformers. You didn't get to play it though. You didn't even get to go
I
to Stern.
I
Like
didn't get to go
me
to
neither.
Stern. We didn't go to Stern. The thing is with going to Stern for these games, so the amount of head time I have for them, like I do understand, like that they have their schedule and like they can only give us so much time ahead. And me doing these trips, I spend anywhere from $400 to $600 to make these
Yeah,
trips out.
it's a little expensive.
it's a bit expensive. You know, I'm not like a I'm now freelancing again, so my finances are very different. And I'm not at the stable job I was when I started my channel. I was at my job for like 3 years and got laid off, and then found another job, and then quit that. And now I'm doing freelance full time because I creative like that. So I've been very lucky. I've been getting a lot of work, which has been nice. But yeah, it's tough to make it out to these events. Like I have the time, it's just like the funds. And this time I didn't have the time because it was like right before Fanime, and I was
Sure.
like exhausted from Golden State. And then I'm like, oh, I know it was Transformers. Like I remember hearing rumblings about it, and I was like, you know, as much as I'd love to do it, I'm not a as if you're a fan of my channel, if you've been following me, I'm not a very timely releaser of my videos. And so I was like, I'll play Transformers when I play Transformers. I also feel I'm not a Transformers fan. Pokemon, I was like, oh my god, I gotta be there. But like Transformers, I don't
Yeah.
have this feeling. The game though looks spectacular, and I want to play it. 10 out of 10 for sure. Want to play. My emotions towards it, I'm super happy for Elizabeth, I'm super happy for the team, and like with Elliot, you know, like that's so cool. Actually, fun fact, I have Elliot's autograph in one of my old phone cases. If you ask me about my phone cases, I now get them signed by designers and things. So
Right.
I got yeah, little fun fact about me.
I love it.
I'm a pinball nerd.
I'm going to do this just for the folks who may not be keeping score, Erica. Transformers More Than Meets the Eye is Stern's newest game. It was the game design is by Elliot Eisman, which Erica is best friends with. Software by Elizabeth Gieske.
Love John Wick.
It's Gieske, right?
Gieske, yeah.
Gieske, Elizabeth Gieske and Mike Kiesevat. It's Elizabeth's first lead game. They did some software on Jaws. So it's exciting to see. I hate saying this, but I feel like I have to say it. I hate saying it. It's exciting to see a woman's work in a pinball machine, which is a shitty thing to say because there always should have been women working on pinball. I think the perspective that Elizabeth, you know what? When I saw music by Jerry Thompson, when I saw the stream for Transformers, this was one of the first times in a long time for me to look at a Stern and say, holy smokes, that looks fun. I've never really cared about Transformers. I didn't rush home to see it when I was a kid. I was like an Inspector Gadget kid.
Yeah.
I didn't run home to watch Transformers.
Probably Pink Panther too, huh?
Yeah, Pink Panther. But watching Jack and Elliot and Elizabeth play Transformers on that stream, and the excitement that was in Elizabeth's eyes, and the actual like proof on the playfield, it proved to me, I was like, this looks fun. I didn't care it was Transformers at that point. I went, it looks fun.
Yeah. So. No, I'm excited to play it. I haven't like we both didn't get to go. I also know they had it at the Northwest Pinball Show, but I guess shipping didn't happen in time, so they only had the one limited edition Transformers there at the show to play. So my heart feels heavy for the opportunity to play all the games and not get them out in time for the show. But I'm glad that there was still a game at the show, and apparently Elizabeth was on it and she was talking to people all weekend for it. Yeah, I'm excited for this game. I mean, I love New Pinball Day. Like it's a fun time. I know Stern's gotta like be making those games. They gotta run the line. They got their business, and yeah, it's a exciting time for pinball this year. I think there's a lot coming that is going to be really exciting to see, and yeah, I don't want to talk about more pinball stuff coming out, but yeah, we'll maybe see some really cool things. Cool. Transformers is one. I can't wait to play on location.
You don't know what that sound is, though.
Yeah, you just sound like
Transformers. Yeah. All the old people are going, Manu, you nailed it.
You got it, dude. It's just like
I'm choking over here, Erika.
Oh my gosh. Manu, thanks for chatting with me. And thank you guys for listening in. If you guys are enjoying the podcast, thank you for tuning in. And yeah, feel free to let us know too if there's things that you're interested in hearing us talk about. We do have some planned interviews in our near future, and feel like some more fun pinball things we'll be bringing to you guys. So yeah, stay tuned. And is it me or you this time that does the outro?
I'll do it. I think it is me. Okay, I'm so professional. Thanks for listening to the Pinball Minority Report. Check out our socials. Search YouTube and Instagram for Erika's with a K. Erika's Pinball Journey and Mystery Pinball Theater 3000. Thanks, and see you next time.